Hi, welcome to Tuesdays with Terra. I'm Terra Bundance, and today I'm going to do a focus wheel on trust. So it's really going to be all about self-trust today, and the focus wheel focus is going to be on discovering where you feel strong and confident and maybe looking at where you don't feel so strong and confident. I'm going to be using a different version of the focus wheel that a friend of mine, Tina in Sweden. So shout out to Tina. And thank you for this new version of the focus wheel. It's a shorter version and it's going to touch on something slightly different. She kind of added a little twist and she gave me permission to use that in my Tuesdays with Tara this week. So go ahead and grab a piece of paper and a pen and get ready to do a focus wheel. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a circle in the center of my paper, and I'm going to invite you to do the same. I'll show you what my circle looks like, and you can copy it. So I'm using a smaller piece of paper, but I'm making a large circle in the center. And then the next thing I'm going to do is draw a circle inside of that circle, but leave a little bit of space still for the middle. I'll show you what that looks like. So circle within a circle. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're just going to make 4 squares, 4 quadrants. And so the first lines I'm going to make are at the top and bottom. And then the next lines that I'm going to make are out to the sides, just like this, side, side. So you see you have 4 quadrants. The first thing we're going to do in the center circle is we're going to write down what it is that our goal is. So it might be something that you're feeling not so confident about around trusting yourself. Maybe something like, I fully trust myself, or I love trusting myself, something to that effect. Anything that feels strong, but you're not quite there yet. So I'm going to share with you what I wrote. I trust my instincts and intuition on all levels. So the first place after that inner circle that you're going to write in is this top right square. So you're going to write something that you're comfortable with and confident about. So go ahead and write that and I'll share mine in just a moment. So here's mine. My instincts and intuition are very strong and have always supported me. And then I put in parentheses when I listen to them. I know that I have strong instincts and intuition, and the more I've learned to trust them, the more I've learned to trust myself. And when they show up, instead of disregarding them or ignoring them, I really do listen now. In the beginning, I didn't always listen. So my trust of myself was not very high. My trust of myself has definitely become much, much higher over the years. Okay, so now that you've got that first square done, the one right below it on the right side is going to be something that you're not so confident about with your intuition. Something like, I have always struggled with my intuition, or I've always struggled with trusting myself. And you're going to write the reverse of that. So I'm going to share mine in just a moment, and that might help you. So go ahead and take a moment to kind of breathe into something that you're really struggling with around trust and see if you can find a reverse way of saying that. Okay, so I'm going to share mine. I've struggled in the past with trusting my instincts and my intuitive hits around people I know. And that's especially people that I've known for a long time. So if I'm getting a strong hit about someone or a red flag, and I'm struggling with trusting that when it comes to, say, a family member or a close friend, I'm willing now to trust that instinct, that intuition, and listen to it more. So what I wrote is, I'm willing to trust my instincts and intuitive hits with people I have known for a long time. So it gets kind of muddy here when you think about reversing a statement that you don't necessarily believe. The way you can do that is to say something like, I'm willing to, I am open to. And so that's what you're going to put in that second quadrant. In the third quadrant, which is the one just to the left of that, still on the bottom, we're coming around the circle this way. So on the bottom left, you are going to write another one that you are confident about. So something that you totally believe and trust about yourself when it comes to self-trust. So go ahead and write that one in the third section. Okay, I went to something similar to what I wrote in the first one, but this time I actually used the word trust. And I said, I trust my instincts and intuition most of the time. And that's true. I do. My goal is to trust that all of the time. And so I'm writing what I already trust and know and believe about myself in that third square. So once you've written that one down, get ready to write in the final square, this fourth one here. You can use words like I am willing to, I am open to, I am ready to. Be sure to take a couple of deep breaths into your heart before you write this last one. Get into your heart, really get deep, and take your time thinking about something that you're struggling with around self-trust, and then think of a good way to word it so that it can be reversed. Okay, you can do this. Okay, this was a big one for me. I have struggled in the past with anytime I hit a stumbling block, kind of beating myself up around it. So when I've had a stumbling block in the past, I would just really bog down around it, get anxious, get stressed, really kind of beat myself up about it. So the phrase that I use this time is I'm ready to love myself through my stumbling blocks around self-trust, because that's going to take me to the next level. And I believe in myself enough to know that I am fully capable of loving myself through the stumbling blocks. Okay, are you ready for this very last one? The last one is the strongest one we're going to write. So what is it that you're fully choosing to claim and own right now? As you've worked through this process, you can do as many squares or quadrants as you want. I'm doing a short version just to kind of give you a sense of what it feels like to go through this process. Every other one you're doing positive, negative, and reversing it, positive, negative, and reversing it. So you could do this 3-4 more times. You could do this as many times as you feel like you need to get through the process of feeling strongly about a confident, powerful statement at the very end. So think of a very strong, powerful statement around self-trust that you are now ready to claim and own for yourself. Okay, are you ready? I just wrote my last one. I wrote, I believe in myself. I am trustworthy and confident. So take a moment to read through all of the statements, starting with the center circle, going to the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, and the very last statement, and take just a moment to read them to yourself, whether out loud or quietly internally, and then we'll come back here. Okay, if you've read through all of them, go ahead and take a moment. Put your hands on your heart if you want to. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath into your heart. If you need to look at that last statement again to get it in your head, go ahead and look at it again, memorize it, and close your eyes again. And we're just going to say it over and over again, inside, internally, as many times as we need to as we breathe. Taking deep breaths into your heart as you say the phrase over and over again. Breathing it into your heart, saying it as many times as you need to before it really settles in. Good. If you need to continue, go ahead and just pause this video, take as many moments as you need to say the phrase over and over again. And when you feel complete, go ahead and blink your eyes open and feel how your body feels right now. What are your thoughts? Do you feel calm? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel stressed or anxious? If you feel stressed or anxious, my suggestion is maybe do a few more quadrants, add a few more spokes to your wheel, and do this again. Go ahead and go through it one more time. and get to a point where you feel good about your final statement, good enough to say, I'm ready to own this. I'm owning this now. So that's the focus wheel on trust, specifically focused on self-trust. And remember, the more you trust yourself, the more you will learn to trust your instincts and intuition around how you create relationships in your life and the people that you bring into your life, the way that you communicate, the way that you start relationships and friendships. And self-trust begins your journey into trusting the rest of the world, trusting your process, trusting your life, trusting relationships. Trust on all levels starts with you. So this week and every week, be you out loud. Have a blessed and beautiful day.